Quantitative Easing and Proposals for Reform of Monetary Policy and Operations by Scott Fullwiler and L. Randall Wray. Appendix, Data and Charts, Figure Number 1, Sector Financial Balances as a Percent of GDP, 1952 Quarter 1 to 2010 Quarter 3. The sector financial balances is an accounting identity. Domestic private surplus equals government deficit plus current account. In the graph above, these balances are expressed as a percent of GDP. For the United States, historically, the domestic surplus or net saving, income less consumption, residential housing, and business investment spending of households and businesses has moved in tandem with government deficits. The difference between the two, the current account balance, has largely been in a 2 to 6% of GDP deficit since the late 1990s. By the accounting identity, the federal government surpluses of 1998 to 2001 corresponded to private sector net saving, a deficit. The domestic private sector surplus turned negative in 1998 for the first time since brief dips below zero in the mid-1950s and 1960. This time, however, the negative net saving continued, aside from a very brief move to positive territory in the recession of the early 2000s, until the current recession. Since then, the large government deficits enabled the domestic private sector to return to a significant surplus position, as the latter has attempted to repair balance sheet damage left over from the previous 12, the beginning of negative net savings positions, to 18 years, the previous peak in the private sector's net saving consistent with post-World War II behavior was 1992. Note that since nominal sector balance data are divided by nominal GDP, the sector balances shown are in real terms.